You're one decision away from making toxic people disappear from your life. Not by yelling. Not by exposing them. Not by winning some big dramatic confrontation. Just one inner shift, right now without realizing it. You're redoing small things that quietly tell toxic people, you can keep treating like this. I won't stop you. And as long as that message is active, they stay. The moment you change it, evidence the whole game flips. People who used to poke at you lose interest. People who respect you step closer. And the ones who are counting on you being weak don't even recognize you anymore. The ancient Stoics understood this problem long before the word toxic existed. Epictetus taught that other people don't disturb you. You disturb yourself by handing them your reactions. Marcus Aurelius wrote that your mind becomes invincible when you decide what gets in and what doesn't. Their message was simple. You can't control who appears in your life, but you can absolutely control who keeps access to your energy. Emotional discipline is not about being cold. It's about refusing to let the worst in people wake up the worst in you. And that is exactly what makes toxic people lose their power right now without noticing. You're probably doing 5 things that invite toxic people to stay. They're habits that feel harmless, even kind, but to manipulators and energy drainers, they look like open doors. Fix these habits and you won't have to get rid of toxic people. They'll filter themselves out because there's nothing left in you for them to feed on. Behavior 1. You react too quickly. Someone throws a mean comment at you, and you're instantly in it. Your stomach tightens. Your chest gets hot. Your mind starts racing. You rush to defend yourself, to correct what they said, to explain why they're wrong about you. Maybe you raise your voice. Maybe you start over-talking, stumbling, trying to get them to see your side. And while you're doing all that, they're learning something very important about you. They can reach your emotions on command. All they have to do is say a certain kind of sentence and you'll explode, tear up, or lose control. Toxic people feed on exactly this. They're not always consciously planning it, but they live off of reactions. Your reaction tells them, you have power here. You can change how I feel with a few words. Think of it like a remote to control. Every time you react instantly, you're re-handing them the device and saying, sure, go ahead. Press whatever buttons you want. That's why they keep coming back. You're easy to stir up. Here's how you break that cycle. Build a 3-second wall. The next time someone says something cruel, sarcastic, or disrespectful, don't answer immediately. Let silence sit between you and them. In your head, count 1, 2, 3 while you're counting. Breathe slowly. Let your face stay relaxed. Your shoulders loose. When you do respond, use simple flat words. Okay, alright, noted. If you say so. Your tone stays calm, almost bored, as if they just told you whether. No big facial reaction. No rush to explain. This does something powerful. It breaks their script. They expected drama, tears, arguments, performance. Instead, they get stillness. Their brain goes, wait. That didn single quotes to rk. And if they try again and you stay calm again, they lose interest. There's no entertainment, no chaos, no control. You're no longer a puppet that dances every time they tug. You're a person who chooses when and how to respond. That alone makes many toxic people fade out of your life because you stopped feeding them what they came for. Behavior 2. You explain yourself too much. You think you're being polite, honest, transparent. You don't want to seem rude or stubborn, so you give long explanations. You tell the whole story off why you made that decision, what you were thinking, how you feel about it. You present your logic like a lawyer in court, as if you need a verdict, not guilty. On the surface, it feels harmless, even mature. but to the wrong kind offerson. It screams insecurity. Toxic people hear something very different in your explanations. They don't hear clarity, they hear doubt. They hear, "I'm not sure my choice is valid unless you approve of it." They hear, "Please agree with Mezzo, I can stop feeling anxious." That is a dream for someone who craves control. If they know you're desperate for agreement, all they have to do is withhold it. They can raise an eyebrow, say, "I don't know," or ask, "But why would you do that?" One more time. Instantly you're explaining harder, talking faster, changing your plans just to calm their disapproval. You break this pattern by simplifying your answer. When someone asks, "Why did you do that?" or "Why did you decide that?" you give one short, clean sentence, "Because that's what I chose." Don't rush to add details. You don't fill the silence. You don't twist yourself into astery. You let that sentence stand. If they push again and say, "Yeah, but why?" you calmly repeat it, "Because that's what I chose." Neutral voice. No anger. No attitude. Just certainty. Respectful people accept that they might not agree, but they understand your right to make your own decisions. Toxic people get irritated because one of their favorite games just died. They can't pull you into endless debates where they slowly rewrite your choices. You've taken back the steering wheel. You're no longer begging them toss it in the passenger seat and approve of your route. You're driving your own life, and they can either ride respectfully or jet out. Behavior 3. You let disrespect slide with no consequences. Someone talks down to you in front of others. They regularly cancel plans 5 minutispori. They interrupt you when you're speaking or ignore messages for days, while expecting instant replies from you. They make little jokes at your expense, then say, "Relax, it's just a joke," and you sigh, swallow it and move on. You don't want drama. You don't want to seem sensitive. You tell yourself, "It's not worth fight." So what happens? Nothing. There is no cost for their behavior. They say what they want, and our life with them continues exactly the same. Their brain learns a simple equation. Bad behavior plus no consequence. Permission. Why change anything when treating you poorly doesn't cost them time, access, or comfort? Why improve when they get to have you and their disrespect at the same time? You don't need to scream or attack to fix this. You just need to pull back quietly and consistently reduce their access to you. The next time someone is rude, you don't argue. You don't start a long need to talk speech. Become less available. You answer slower. You stop sharing personal details. You say, "I can't" more often. You aren't cold. You're just unavailable in the way you once were. This creates a new equation. Bad behavior, less access to you. And whether they talk about it or not, they feel it. Some people will adjust quickly. They'll become more respectful because they value you and don't want to lose connection. Others will get angry, accuse you of being distant, or try to guilt trip you back into full availability. That reaction is information. It tells you who only valued your presence when it was easy and free. Over time, this simple habit makes toxic people drift away because your attention is no longer cheap or automatic. Behavior 4. You need to be liked by everyone. You might not say it out loud, but you feel it. A tightness in your chest when someone seems distant. A rush of anxiety when someone is disappointed in you. Constant pressure to be nice, agreeable, pleasant, easygoing. You say yes when you want to say no. You laugh at jokes that make you uncomfortable. You apologize for things that aren't your fault. All because the idea of someone not liking you feels unbearable. Toxic people can sense this the way sharks sense blood in water. They know that your fear of being disliked gives them power. They can say, "Wow, I didn't expect that from you," or "You've really changed," or "Everyone thinks you're being difficult lately," and suddenly you're doubting yourself. softening your boundaries, doing extra favors to repair your nice image. You don't realize it, but you trading your self-respect for their approval. Stoics would call this slavery, when your peace depends on other people's opinions. You don't own your life. They do. The freedom comes when you accept a hard truth. Some people will not like you no matter how kind or patient you are. In fact, the more you live honestly, the more certain people will be uncomfortable with you. The next time you feel fat or to win someone over, pause. Ask yourself, do I actually respect this person? Do I want to be more like them? If the answer is no, why is their approval worth so much? Let them misunderstand you. Let them think you're cold, difficult, or too much. You don't need to correct every opinion. When you stop chasing every stray bit of approval, toxic people lose a key tool. They can no longer control you with silence, coldness, or rumors because you don't chase them. You chose respect over being universal-liked. And that choice repels manipulators. 5. You single quotes, not truly okay being alone. You may say I like me on company, but deep down there's a fear. What if everyone leaves? What if I end up with no one? That fear makes you hold on to people long after the relationship has turned one-sided or damaging. You accept crumbs of attention because you are terrified of emptiness. You keep reaching out, checking in, planning hangouts, and holding conversations together. Be yourself. As long as you fear solitude, almost anyone can stay in your life, no matter how badly they treat you. All they have to do is not leave completely. But something powerful happens when you genuinely become okay alone. Not pretending, not acting unbothered on social media, but truly building a life you enjoy, even if no one texts you for a while. You rediscover hobbies, interests, quiet mornings, peaceful evenings. You grow. You read, you walk, you learn to calm your own mind. Your self-respect grows because you're no longer begging anyone to fill your time. Then you first stop chasing